Guys, welcome back. Coach Marty with Function and Strength. I'm going to be taking you through the LMAC 10 to 12 year old 1x20 phase 2. So we did 2 days a week for the last 2 weeks. We're going to go add 3 days to our program now. Day 1 is going to be our 1x20, a little bit different. You're going to see a lot of similar exercises, but a couple newer exercises as well. And we're going to repeat that on our Monday and Fridays, and then our Wednesday is going to be a conditioning circuit day, which you can check that out on that calendar on the Wednesdays. So again, today, make sure you've done your dynamic warm-up. If you haven't done your dynamic warm-up, stop this video, go back, do your dynamic warm-up, and then come on back. This video is more a tutorial video. I'm going to be going over all the exercises. I'm going to be going over what you should be kind of focusing on, what you should be thinking about, how to do the exercise properly. I'm not going to be doing all 20 reps of each exercise. I'll be doing anywhere between 10 to 15 reps, okay? You're more than welcome to follow along and go with me. I'm going to be going at a pretty slow pace for each exercise. We're going to be changing the tempo up on this 1x20, so make sure you pay attention to that. That's also in all the notes or in each one of the descriptions for each exercise. So make sure you follow along with that too. So again, we're going to start with that 1x20. If you haven't done your warm-up, please do your warm-up. All you're going to need in this series is, again, something possibly to incline yourself for some push-ups, incline push-ups, whether it's a couch. Don't really want a chair, just because our hands are going to sometimes be a little too narrow. So a couch, an ottoman, a bench, if you have it at home, that'll work. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to need something like that, an object off the ground, and then we're also going to need to set up for our towel rows. All right, to set up for our towel rows, that video, if you click out of this and you go to your towel row, there's a good 3 to 4 minute video showing you how to set up your towel rows properly. It's just basically taking 2 towels, putting a knot on the one side, and then hanging it over your doorway, all right? Making sure you're on the side of the doorway that's gonna be pulling against the frame, not against the latch. If you're not comfortable with doing that, that's fine, we completely understand. You're gonna do, and then when I get there, I'll give you that alternative too, but we're gonna do arm haulers instead. So, 2 things, something to elevate yourself, and then something, all right, to set up your towel rows. If you have like TRX rows at home or something similar to that, great, use those instead. But if not, this is a great alternative we found. So again, we're going to start off with our body weight split squats. So we did these in the last program, setting our feet up, 1 foot in front, 1 foot back. Our back foot is down. Almost all of our exercises today, if they're not for time, they're going to be a 2 second down, 1 second up. In the last 1x20 we did, Coach Ryan mentioned it was going to be a 1 second down, 1 second up. Now we're going to go 2 seconds down, 1 second up. So if you think about it, that's 3 total seconds for the entire just 1 rep. So that time starts to add up, especially when we start to get to 20 reps. All right, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging, much more controlled. 2 seconds down, 1 second up. We're starting with that split squat. If you haven't mastered 20 reps, on the right leg and on the left leg, for a 1 second down, 1 second up, stick with that. Stick with the 1 down, 1 up until you got 20. If you got 20, you're gonna move on this time, and we're gonna do what I'm doing today, 2 seconds down, 1 second up. So I'm gonna demonstrate here on my right side. Going down, again, at home if you wanna get started, you can. We're gonna go 2 seconds down, taking that back knee straight down, front knee forward, 1, 2, and then firing up. Our weight stays on that front leg. 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. All right? Everything is moving under control. There's no pause at the bottom. There's no pause at the top. We take our 2 seconds down, 1 second up. There's 6. 1, 2, up. We're driving our front knee forward, our back knee straight down. My chest angle matches my shin angle on the front leg as I go down. All right, 2 seconds down, under control, fire up. I'm gonna switch legs. That was about 12 reps on that side. So now, put my opposite foot forward. Actually, I'll still face this way. So now you can see my front leg, Don't put your back leg back too far. We don't want to be in this position. We want to be maybe about 2 feet behind at the most. Back foot up on its toe, front knee drives forward, my chest stays forward, slight lean, 2 seconds down, and I fire up. 1, 2, that back knee gets right off the ground. 1, 2, up, no pause at the top. 1, 2, up, no pause at the top. 1, 2, drive it right back up. 1, 2, again, chest angle matches my shin angle. Driving up, I'm always focusing on this front leg. My back leg is along for the ride. There's 8, good. Drive my front knee forward, fire up, I'm pushing through my whole foot. 2 seconds down, 1, 2, fire up. 2 more for me, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. Good. All right. So again, did about 12 reps on each leg there. At home, if you keep going, great. If you've got more than that, fantastic. If you mark your number of reps down, all right, in your team builder app, so you know. Moving on to the next exercise, our incline push-ups. I'm putting the box in the picture a little bit more. I'm going to use my box here for my incline push-ups. Again, hands are going to be right outside the shoulders because we have close grip push-ups later on. Those are going to be right underneath the shoulders. We don't ever want to go closer than that, so we're going to go hands. So start off, hands at shoulder width apart. Now walk my hands out about 1 step outside of that. Okay? So we're set up, nice flat back. My core is tucked under. I'm up on my toes. We're going to try and get our chest to our object, whatever it is, our couch, okay, a bench. We're going to take our chest down in 2 seconds. 1, 2, up 1. 1, 2, up 1. 1, 2, up 1. There's 3. Make sure our back stays flat, all right? Elbows are tracking back at a 45-degree angle. All right, ribs stay tucked under. 2 seconds down. 1, 2, good. If any of our form starts to slip, if our hips start to sag, all right, if we start to lose our same depth, stop your reps. Record how many you did, and then next time we try and get more. Good, I got 3 more here for myself. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, and up. Again, I did about 12 reps there. If, again, you haven't mastered 20 reps with the 1 down, 1 up, keep staying with the 1 down, 1 up. Do not move to the 2 down, 1 up, okay? Once you've mastered the 1 down, 1 up, move to the 2 down, 1 up. Always, you can make it harder. Find something a little bit lower. Find something a little bit lower. If you've mastered a couple inches off the ground, maybe you can move to regular push-ups, okay? But again, for a regular push-up, that's full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. For 20 reps, okay, 1 second down, 1 second up, is mastering that exercise. Next exercise, Russian twists. Slide our box out of here. We're gonna have a seat. We're gonna have our feet, all right, together, knees together. Our back is gonna be at a 45-degree angle, all right, nice and flat. Hands start at the top, 45 degrees from our chest. We're gonna rotate. 1, 2, right back up. 1, 2, right back up. 1, 2, back up. Keeping our feet on the ground, all right, knees are together. We're rotating our full chest, shoulders, all right? Our hips are obviously staying still, but we want that whole upper body to rotate with our hands. 1, 2, right back up. 1, 2, right back up, all right? Right side, left side is 1 rep, all right? Might take a while to master this one for 20 reps, but that's okay, all right? We got 2 weeks here to go through, and again, I'm gonna go 1 more here on this side, 1 more on that side, 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. Again, it takes time to make progress. So if we haven't mastered the 1 down, 1 up for 20 reps on each side, stay with that. Once you've done that, now you're going to move to your 2 downs, 1 up. All right? So next, we're going to go into our hip lock holds. We're going to take both of our hands, turn them into fists. Whatever arm goes over the head, that opposite knee is now going to drive over or straight up. Both hands are in fists. We want to keep those tight. Keep our ribs down. Keep our core tight. We're going to drive our hand up towards the ceiling. Biceps should be close to the ear. Drive my opposite knee up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to reach with both, driving my knee up and my fist up. Okay? We're going to hold for 20 seconds on each side. Make sure, I'm going to show you when I switch sides, we're keeping our ribs down. Okay? Keep breathing, keep driving, keep pressing. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. So I'm going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. All right. Switching sides. I'm also going to switch angles. Opposite hand goes up, opposite knee goes up. What I mean by keeping our ribs down is when we're extending, we don't want to extend and let our ribs come up. We want to keep our ribs down, ribs tucked, drive that knee up, press, drive our knee up, and we're holding. Balancing on that single foot. We did some single leg balancing last time. All right. Now we're going to take this up a notch, pressing our arm up towards the ceiling, reach, 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 drive our knee up. Our knee should be higher than our hip. Driving that knee up, keeping our ribs down, core nice and tight. 3, 2, 1, good. Again, that's gonna be 20 seconds, possibly up to 30 seconds on each side. Your program does say 20 seconds, but if you master that within the first week or first workout, go ahead and try and move up to 30 seconds, okay? And again, maybe it's 25 seconds the next time, then it's 30 seconds, but if you want to, you can move up to about 30 seconds, hold on that. Hip lock holds are done. Lateral lunge. Stepping out to the side. We're going to lunge out to the side. When we lunge, keep our chest upright. Step out. Send our hip over. Push off that foot. 2 seconds down. 1 second back. 1, 2, up 1. 1, 2, up 1. Send those hips. 1, 2, up 1. Make sure our knee never goes outside of our ankle. Just because we're moving to the side doesn't mean we shift that knee out with it. We step out far enough where we get our hip over top of that ankle, sitting down for 2 seconds, pushing off for that 1. 1, 2, there's 8 reps. I'm going to go 4 more here. 1, 2, good. Again, our chest stays up. I'm not bending over at the hip, all right? I'm sending my hips down, keeping my chest up. 1 more here. 1, 2, fire up. Now I'm going to switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Again, what I don't want to see is when you lunge, we bend over this way. I don't want to see that. I want to see us keep our chest up when we go out there. What I mean by keeping our knee over our ankle, all right, is that our knee doesn't drift out, okay? We step out, we send our knee forward and our butt back towards our ankle, and then we stand back up. So again, I'm going to do about 12 reps on this side, sitting out. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. Both feet stay flat on the ground when we do this exercise. Chest stays up, knee drives forward. Our outside leg, or the leg that we kind of pivot on, stays straight. Don't keep that leg bent, keep that leg straight. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, firing up. 1, 2, fire up. Let those hips go down, knee go forward, chest stays up. We got 4 more here. Fire up. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. Again, keep that chest up. Last rep here. 1, 2, fire up. Those are our lateral lunges. All right. Moving on. We have our close grip push-ups. If we're doing incline push-ups, we're going to do incline close grip push-ups. If you're doing regular push-ups on the floor and you can get that full range of motion, great. If you can't get that full range of motion, go to your incline push-ups, work that until you can get your full range of motion, and then move down to the floor. Okay? So I'm going to do a couple of both here just to demonstrate. With that close grip, again, right underneath the shoulders. All right, our regular grip was right outside of that, one hand outside of that. If we ever do wide grip, that's one more outside of that. Okay, so starting with our hands right underneath our shoulders. All right, 2 seconds down or a little bit closer grip. 1, 2, fire up. If you're doing them from the floor, same exact thing. Get into that high plank position. All right, hands are underneath my shoulders. My elbows are going to track back to about 45 degrees. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. At any point in time during this exercise, if our hips start to drop, all right, or if our head is going down before our shoulders and our hips, all right, we're done. Make sure everything moves together as we fire up. 1, 2, fire up. Core stays tight. 1, 2, fire up. Glutes stay tight. 1, 2, fire up. We're not taking any pause at the top. All right, we're moving 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. To master 20 reps of a push-up, even with a 1 second down, 1 second up, that's still very challenging. So if you haven't mastered that yet, stay with your 1 down, 1 up. All right. If you've already mastered it and you've done 20 reps without breaking form, and again, as soon as you start to slow down, or as soon as your form starts to fail, you're done. All right. And then the next time, record that number, say it's 15, great, 15 reps. So the next time you're going to shoot for 16, all right? Hitting 20 reps in a lot of these exercises is going to be very difficult, especially with a 2 second down, 1 second up, or even a 1-to-1, all right? So make sure you're doing your form properly. Moving on, side plank. Make sure everything's lined up. Shoulders are going to be lined up, all right? Straight up and down. My shoulder, my hip, and my ankle are going to be in one straight line. So I raise my hips up, all right? Pushing my palm into the ground to take some pressure off of my elbow. Shoulders, one straight line up towards the ceiling, all right? If I want to take that arm up to make that line a little bit straighter, go right ahead. My hips are off the ground, 45 degrees or something close to that from my shoulder to my hip, to my knee, to my ankle, okay? We're holding that up to 30 seconds on the right side. Now I'll switch over to my left. Setup is key. Stack your feet. If stacking your feet is difficult, go ahead and place your front foot in front. I'm going to demonstrate that on this one. Make sure my elbow and shoulder are lined up. Palms pushing into the ground. I raise my hips up. All right. Make sure my whole front of the body is flat. Okay, facing this direction, parallel to whatever wall is in front of you. Arm can go up, straight arm from my fingertips down to my elbow. And I'm holding up to 30 seconds here. Hips are always driving off the ground. As soon as that starts to sag, or as soon as I start to bend in my hips, you're done. All right? And rest. Make sure we're pushing our hips all the way through. Squeezing our glutes is going to help push those hips through. So there's our side plank. Glute wind up is next. Glute wind up, we're going to let our opposite hand cross over in front of our body. Sorry, same hand, same leg. So I'm going to take my right arm, my right leg, they cross behind my body or in front of my body, and I fire up. Okay? In between each rep, if you're starting to lose your balance, you need to set your foot down, that's fine. Right hand, right leg, curl behind the body and in front of the body, and we fire up. Pushing through our entire foot, all right? Same thing. 2 seconds down, up, controlled. 1, 2, up, controlled. 1, 2, up, controlled. Again, if you need to just set your foot down in between each, drive that knee up, set the foot down, that's fine. 1, 2, fire up. This time the chest can come forward a little bit and fire up. We should be feeling this on the outside of the opposite foot that's not moving, on the outside of that glute. 1, 2, fire up. I'm going to switch sides. Let the arm go forward and in front. Let the leg go back. 1, 2, push through the whole foot as you stand up. Drive that knee up, drive that arm back. 2 seconds. Fire up. 1, 2. Fire up. Working our way up. 1, 2. Trying to get close to 20 reps. I'm going to do 3 more here. 1, 2. Fire up. 1, 2. Fire up. 1, 2. And fire up. So those are our glute windups. Letting that arm come across, letting the leg go behind, and then we fire that knee up, fire that arm back. Glute windup's done. Going to a high plank to low plank transition. I'm going to demonstrate it this way. And again, on all these exercises, form is crucial. If your form starts to break, don't just keep going just to get your 20 reps in. Stop, all right? Record your number, and then try and improve. We don't want bad reps here at any point in time. So high plank to low plank transition. We're going to be in a high plank to start. Shoulders on top of the hands, and they always stay on top of the hands. All right? I'm going to take my elbow, my right elbow, take it down to where my right hand was, left elbow where my left hand was, and then I'm going to keep alternating. So low plank, I just step with my right hand. Now I'm going to go with my left hand. Back to my right. Now left goes down first. You're going to alternate sides, keeping our core nice and tight. All right? Try not to rock our hips as we do this. And again, as soon as those hips start to break, or as soon as our body starts to get like this, all right? This is not the exercise. All right? Shoulders underneath the hands. Work that right here. And as soon as we can't push up any further, or as soon as our core starts to break, as soon as our hips start to drop, done. Record the number, all right? 20 reps total, right? Then left, that's 2 reps, okay? 10 on each side, or just 20 times up and down, all right? If you master that, you might be able to do a few more than that, but again, form has to stay perfect. Hands need to stay. Great idea is literally find 2 spots on the floor to keep your hands. Elbow touches that spot, hand touches that spot. If you start to notice your body's walking away from that, all right, done. Record the number. Keep that proper form the whole time. Moving on, single leg calf raise. I might demonstrate with a chair real quick. If you have a chair at home, all right, hold on to the back of the chair. You can hold on to a door frame, whatever you want, all right? I'm just gonna use this chair. We're not putting our weight on the chair. All we're doing is just keeping our hands in there for balance. We're gonna go 20 reps. So we're just gonna start on the floor, all the way up, down, 1, 2, up, 1, 2, up. And we're just gonna move through this up until we get to 20 reps. Same thing. If your form starts to break, you can't get up as high, all right? Or your calf just tires out, that's fine, all right? Stop, switch legs, record your number, all right? Switching it up. I don't think we really brought this up either, but to master an exercise, if it's a single leg or a single arm exercise, the exercise is not mastered until both sides have completed that 20 reps, all right? So let's say we get 20 reps on our left side, but we only can get 18 on our right. We keep doing that exercise until we can get 20 and 20 on each side. So again, 2 seconds down here, 1 second up. That was 10 reps on each side. That exercise is 20 reps on each side is our goal to try and hit, all right? So those are our calf raises, single leg calf raises. Now we're going into our bent hollow body hold. Onto our back. Starting off, head on the floor, palms on the floor, feet on the floor, knees bent. We're gonna start here. Chest goes straight up towards the ceiling. All right, my fingertips drive towards my heels, and my heels lift up an inch or 2 off the ground. So we're here, heels come up, chest comes straight up towards the ceiling, my chin goes straight up towards the ceiling, and now I hold in this position. We're gonna hold in this position for 20 to 30 seconds, all right? 30 seconds is on the program. If you can only get to 20, that's fine. If you get to 30, that's great, all right? If it's somewhere in between there, write that number down, all right? Your core should be super tight. My lower back should be driving into the ground. My fingertips should be driving towards my heels. Chest and chin driving up towards the ceiling, all right? My shoulders are just slightly off the ground, all right? I'm not way up here. This is not a hollow body hold. We're down here, shoulder blades just off the ground, fingertips reaching towards the heels. All right, so there's our hollow body hold. 30 seconds, up to 30 seconds. Now we're gonna go into our cross under lunge. Right leg goes behind our left. The key here is, number one, our chest stays up. Number two, we're not stepping so far behind where my knee is so far behind my front ankle. I'm gonna step, my back knee, or the leg that I'm stepping with, just goes right behind my front knee, take it down, and I stand up. All right? This front knee stays on top of that ankle. We don't want to take that knee and swing it outside. That's not what we want. Stand firm on this leg, step behind, cross under. Keep this knee still going forward towards that toe. Step behind, my chest stays up. All right? Get a little arm action, opposite hand. All right, whatever knee is forward, that opposite hand goes forward. There's 8, 9, same thing, 2 seconds down, 1 second up. 1, 2, fire it up. 1, 2, fire it up. We're gonna do 2 more. 1, 2, fire up. Last one. 1, 2, good. Switching sides. Again, knee doesn't go super far behind our front foot. So I'm here, 1, 2, firing up. 1, 2, fire up. Keep that pressure on that front leg. That back foot steps behind. And we fire up. Good. Driving it up. Again, opposite hand. Chest stays forward. My front knee stays on top of my ankle. Still driving forward. I'm not letting that knee drift out to the side. I got 3 more here. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. 1 more. 1, 2, and fire up. All right, so those are our cross under lunges. 20 on each side. Again, if you haven't mastered that, with a 1 second down, 1 second up, stay with that. If you have mastered it, now you're going to a 2 second down, 1 second up, for up to 20 on each side. We're on to our tail rows. So again, if you haven't seen a video for this, pause this video, head on out, watch how you set it up. All right, again, it's about a 4 to 5 minute video of how to set this up. If you have TRX or any kind of bands to row with, you can do that instead if you're not comfortable with this setup. All right, but again, we always want to pull against the frame. We don't want to pull against the hinge. So all I do is grab my towels. The key here is I'm pulling my elbows, I'm driving my elbows back towards the floor, and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. All right, this is going to be up, 1, 2, down, up, 1, 2, down. If you feel like that's super hard, well, let's say you only do maybe 8 reps of these. Go back to a 1-to-1. 1 up, 1 down, master 20, and then come back to these and try and do a 2-to-1 after you mastered that. All right, so here we go. Leaning back, toes up against the floor. My body's in a straight line. Up, 1, 2, right back up, 1, 2. Keeping my hips up. My hips never go down. Back is flat. Chest is reaching up towards the ceiling, and my hips are reaching up towards the ceiling. 2 seconds down, pull those elbows back, down towards the ground. All right, my chin stays tucked. All right, where I'm looking right up towards where my towels are connecting to the door. 2 seconds down, I'm gonna go 2 more reps here. 1, 2, I'm gonna finish on the up. Good. Make sure that body is staying in a straight line. All right, the one thing we don't want to get to is we're here. All right, or we're sitting here, and every time we come down, we drop our butt. As soon as that happens, you're done. Body stays in a straight line. Think core tucked under, drive the hips up, hips and chest go up towards the top of the door frame here. All right, so again, working your way up to 20 reps. If you find that a 2-to-1 is hard, go back to a 1-to-1 and master that up to 20 reps. Go into our Superman hold. Laying on our stomach. All we're going to do here is raise our hands up, feet up. Give myself a little room here. Raise them up, and we're holding. Okay? I'm trying to drive my hands up as high as I can. I'm trying to drive my feet up as high as I can. Getting that arch in our back. Trying to raise that up. Try and keep your biceps and your ears in line. Don't raise your head up as high as you can. Raise your arms up with your head. Holding this position, right? Anywhere between 20 and 30 seconds. Last exercise, single leg RDL with the reach. So in the last program, we had a ball on the ground, we hinged over, and we picked it up, and we put it back down. This time, find an object. That might be a little too short. I'm gonna reach out over here. Opposite, whatever leg we're standing on, the opposite leg goes back. All right? Whatever leg goes back, that same hand reaches forward. My back stays flat. Find an object that's gonna be able to be reachable as I hinge over, and I come back up. My knee, I'm actually gonna start on this side. My knee stays on top of my ankle, all right? I don't send my knee back with my hips. My hips go back stays flat, I reach out, and I bring it back up. Reach out, bring it back up, all right? 2 seconds out, 1 second up. 1, 2, fire up. 1, 2, fire up. Watch my knee here, it stays on top of my ankle. My shin angle stays straight up and down. All right, as I reach out, my back stays flat. I'm not bent over here as I'm trying to go forward. Chest stays up, reach forward, drive up. Push through your whole foot as you stand up. I'm gonna go 2 more here, I'm gonna switch sides. Last one, and stand up. Switching sides. You can see this hip, open up, reach out, fire up. Notice how my chest is never going below my hips. If you're reaching for an object and your shoulders are going below your hips, find a higher object, all right? My chest should never go below my hips. I'm sending my hips back, my knee stays on top of my ankle. I should be feeling this hamstring extend as I reach, and as I send my hips back, 2 seconds out, fire up. If you're having a hard time balancing, all right, you can always go back to trying to pick up that ball, fire it up, push through that foot, or find an object to stare at and keep staring at that object. We're gonna go for 20 reps on each side, firing up, 2 seconds out, 1 second up. So there's that 1 by 20. All right, there's all of our exercises. Thank you for joining us for the video. Again, remember, you're trying to master these exercises. We're trying to do them properly, move properly. If you're only able to move half range of motion, that's fine. Stick with that until you master it, and then add a little bit more range of motion to that. All right? We're trying to build some neuromuscular patterns here, all right, over these next few weeks, all right? We've already started with our general prep phase. Now we're into kind of slowing it down a little bit into a little eccentric phase, and then our next phase is going to be an isometric phase. We're going to be doing some holds and then bringing it back, all right? Again, trying to build all these neuromuscular patterns, build that, build the muscle, all right, as we go along here, muscle memory as we go along, so all of our form stays correct, all right? Thank you for joining us. If you ever have any questions about it or about the program, info@functionandstrength.com, or you can message us through the Team Builder app. Thank you very much.